Welcome to Future Media Explains, where I take a few minutes of your time to break down a story that will blow your mind. My name's Ricky Sutton, and be sure to subscribe for future episodes. In February 2024, Reddit did a game-changing deal with Google, and since then, and out of the sight of most, it's been on a tear. I've been following it ever since, and last week that growth was revealed in its latest financials when it reported revenue was up 68% to, get this, US $585 million in one quarter. And after years of losses, its net profit over the same period was a jaw-dropping 163 million. For a company that's for years struggled to make a cent, it's suddenly printing money. Its forward guidance is to pass $2.1 billion in revenue over the full year. And its valuation has ballooned to an astonishing $39.1 billion this morning, rivaling Samsung and Coca-Cola. The question is how? And is this a blueprint for the future of media and AI deals? And that's what I'm breaking down today. When Reddit signed the deal, it became the first major publisher to agree a formal AI training agreement with Google. It was roughly $16 million a year that gave Google access to Reddit's community of conversations, what many people consider to be the most human data set on the internet. That was what made the headlines, but there was so much more to it. And on the face of it, it was a match made in heaven. Google needed billions of human conversations to teach its ailing AI models how people actually talk. And Reddit needed money, but more than that, it needed momentum because it was headed to a listing. Each had what the other wanted badly, and the deal delivered two immediate advantages for Reddit. First, credibility for the IPO. Years of losses had really dulled investor appetite, but now Google was showing it so much attention, the listing story suddenly got a whole load sexier. And that float that looked like it was going to go out the door at $5 billion suddenly priced at close to $9 billion. Secondly, distribution. Google had scale that it could share, and it twiddled its dials to juice Reddit's presence in search and, more notably, in AI overviews. You couldn't have missed it. Search on almost everything suddenly returned a Reddit thread right at the top. The result was that Reddit's traffic exploded within hours of signing the Google deal, and it's not stopped growing since. And that oxygen really matters. Daily active users jumped up 19%, and Reddit now has 116 million people showing up every single day. On last week's earnings call, CEO Steve Huffman revealed that Reddit is now the third most visited website in America after only Google and YouTube, and ahead of Facebook and Amazon. That's quite a feat in less than 2 years, and whether you love or hate the deal, it puts Reddit in the big leagues. Now, this was the core strategy. Think of it as a 4-step flywheel. Step 1, Reddit uses reader content to make Google's AI better, and Google gives that better AI back to Reddit to improve its product. That might be faster answers, smarter search on site, better tools for moderators. Then step 2, that better product attracts more users and keeps them around for longer. As a result, engagement has soared. Step 3, those more engaged audiences are delivering better ad performance, especially now that Google has handed over its AI secret sauce to match creative to context. And step 4, those ads are driving revenue, which Reddit is reinvesting to improve the product again, round and round, each step amplifying the next. And it's live and it's working and it's delivering simply jaw-dropping results. Let's begin with the number that flips the narrative. $163 million in quarterly profits. While most publishers are looking at AI as a way to cut costs, Reddit is using it to drive top-line power and growth. Quarterly revenue leapt, get this, from $348 million this quarter last year to $585 million this time. Advertising revenue was up 74%, and that's 3 times faster growth than that reported by Google, Meta, Amazon, and the other tech giants. The takeaway is that this isn't accidental traffic, it's an effective monetization model that's accelerating on a publisher. Now, here's why it's so effective. Reddit isn't just another content site like many other publishers, it's a mountain range of lived experiences with more than 1,000 distinct communities of interest, each one a little city of people who care passionately about something they share. It's a living library of human experiences with more than 23 billion posts and comments. It's messy, it's human, it's wildly specific, and therefore incredibly valuable. Now, where most publishers shut down comments years ago to dodge moderation risks or legal issues, Reddit did the exact opposite, made that conversation into the product. Now, in the Google era, that creates something for AI that it can't buy from any other publisher: authentic, constantly updating human dialogue at scale. Looking in the rear viewer, that really feels like a missed opportunity for publishers, but over at the Googleplex, they knew what to do. They turned the knobs on search and AI overviews to point traffic in Reddit's direction, and the predictable happened. Traffic climbed, engagement deepened, millions of new users discovered communities they didn't know existed, and the surface area for relevant ads expanded. In effect, Google juiced Reddit shamelessly, and in doing so, it changed the game. The before and after is so obvious. Anytime you search for a how-to or a product or a decision, Reddit's answers are everywhere. And then there's the money engine. Reddit, like TikTok, invested in building its own ad platform and auctions and chose not to bet its future on Google's ad tech. The majority of Reddit's ads run in-app, and the backbone is contextual. It sells by matching ads to the interest and the page instead of shadowing users around the web. And that's strategically important because as third-party tracking erodes, context and intent hold up. In its filing, Reddit said, "The foundation of our ad performance is based on context and interest instead of tracking users based on personally identifiable information. Our lack of reliance on third-party data makes our offering more resilient to the loss of signal that other platforms rely on, as well as forthcoming changes to the internet ecosystem." It was ahead of the game. And with Google's ad tech machine learning now in the loop, Reddit is reporting materially better conversions. It said that there was a 20% lift on customers' KPIs, and that's the kind of delta that CFOs and customers remember. So let's add all this up. Reddit is a product that 444 million people a week use. It's a symbiotic partnership that improves both AI and user experiences, and it's backed by an ad system that scales with content without creeping into surveillance. The result? Reddit has moved from a cult favorite to a central pillar of the web. Its market cap, as I said this morning, is $39.1 billion. And to put that into context, that's the value of News Corp, Paramount, and the New York Times added together. So what can we as media learn from Reddit's play? Well, 4 main lessons. Number 1, your most valuable asset is the authentic human content that only you can host. Your audience is your king. It's your moat. Number 2, a smart AI partnership is much more than a press release. It's a key that unlocks the value inside that moat. So choose partners that have a genuine need and who will put their shoulder into making it work. During my Scotch and Watch podcast tour stop in London, I pointed out that News Corp's deal, signed only 2 months later with OpenAI, has fallen flat. News Corp only mentioned OpenAI twice in its latest financial filings, which tells me, basically, that the deal's a dud. It's not the same with Reddit and Google. 3, design the product so that the user experience and the monetization reinforce each other. Better UX equals more time on site, equals better ad relevance, equals more revenue, equals better UX, and more value for your AI partner. And 4, treat creators and moderators as partners, not as inventory. Empower them with tools and they will compound your growth. This falls neatly into line with the results of the Reuters Institute study I broke down last week, revealing the growth trajectory of the creator economy. If Reddit is a model for publishing, then it asks some really tough questions. It asks publishers to dump much of the accepted wisdom of the past 50 years to rebuild for the next. It means being open to partnering with hyperscalers. I've always favored Microsoft, but Google and OpenAI are there too. It means ascertaining terms that respect the value of your data, your brand, and your community, and then finding where that dovetails with your partner. We're still years from trusted AI, yet publishing holds the key to getting there. Meanwhile, the AI companies are spending $1 billion a day and they really need to show a return. There's a path here. It means publishers must lean into context over surveillance, performance over page views, and conversations over one-way publishing. It's way past time that we give readers a platform to talk about the stories that we create. And in a world where AI can spit out infinite good enough content, what still defends value? The answer Reddit is showing us is messy, passionate, specific communities of real people. People showing up to talk to other people they trust, in a place they trust, inside a brand they trust. That's impossible to copy with machines, and it's therefore uniquely defensible. Reddit bet the company on it and then chose a partner that could amplify it. So yes, in conclusion, friends in high places did help Reddit, but the groundwork was already there, living, breathing communities at scale, willing to do the one thing that algorithms can't, and that's be human together. Tie that to an AI platform that needs you as much as you need it, and the flywheel spins. Reddit didn't just get lucky, it got aligned, and that alignment in this era can be everything.